All right, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Citizen Council live stream. Chris Castleman here at the Friends of Coos County Republicans headquarters. And I've got my lovely co-hosts, Brandi and Perry. How's it going, guys?
Doing
Good. How
good.
you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're doing an event here at 7, from 7 to 9. So if anybody wants to come, it's like totally open to everybody. We're just hanging out, gonna have pizza and drinks and talk conservative things. So
Very
a couple
cool.
people actually showed up early. It's crazy. It's like
That's
it's
nice. This
crazy what
is
happens when you create a space like for people who have not had one. They're actually like showing up, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is during the time of the year when it gets dark early, it's nasty outside. So people are kind of naturally looking for indoor activities, indoor spaces. And as we're coming up on the holidays, this is a really hard time for a lot of people when connection becomes particularly important. So you guys are offering like exactly what your corner of the community needs right now. That's amazing.
Are you suggesting we do hugs at the door? We do
Yeah,
full embraces? I saw your live
yeah,
stream today. That
yeah.
was on point.
What do they say? It's like 15 seconds or something like that, but it releases all kinds of hormones, like chemicals and stuff that make you feel good. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. Or I mean, even just like relationships, like um I know in relationships like marriage, like just I mean, hug it out like every morning, every night. Like I don't know, it sounds weird, but like um you know how like when you come home, your dog is like always happy to see you. Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
always. Like people should be like that, right? Like
Yeah.
like I just know so too many people and like I've been there too. Like you're in a relationship and like you're in the middle of something, like say I'm working on a project and like wife walks through the door and like instead of jumping up, wagging your tail like a dog and being super excited to see them, you're like, I don't know, you just take it for granted. So you're like involved in what you're doing
Yeah.
and it can make a world like that little moment can extrapolate and then next thing you know, 3 hours later you're screaming at each other.
Yeah. Are
Change.
you familiar with the Gottman Institute?
No.
So, everyone on this that watches this should check it out. It relates directly to what you said about those little moments. Those are bids for attention or bids for connection, as probably a better way to put it. So, when your partner makes a bid for connection and you rebuff it, it's those little rebuffs add up, and
Or
it slowly.
even if you're both just like in your own worlds, right? But like you're coming together and then like if you don't take that opportunity, you can bounce right back off each other and be in totally different worlds for the whole rest of the evening. And instead,
Yeah,
like you had the opportunity there to connect. Sorry to cut you off. I didn't mean to. I
yeah.
apologize.
No, you're right. Yeah,
What
you're
was the
totally right.
thing you were talking about called again?
The Gottman Institute.
Gottman. You should put it in the comments for people
I
because I
will. I'll do
will
it right
forget that.
now. If I can figure out how to
Well,
do it.
Harry was busy this weekend. He called me and he's like, "You want to go check out this encampment?" And it was like near a place that we've definitely been before. So I'm like, I don't know, I guess. But it was the biggest encampment I have ever seen, I think. Like, I mean, if not tied for the biggest. It was crazy. And it was somewhere where we have walked right past and had no idea.
Yeah.
Did you like how did you think it compared on your scale for
It was
bigness?
right there for I guess how compact it was. Because behind Cascade, there's always used to be a bunch of camps, but they were spread out all over the place. And this is
Right.
pretty much camp right next to camp.
It was like a whole cliffside and they had it like terraced. It was kind of like three deep and then like down and then like two or three deep back, like a whole grid of like eight or nine different encampments. It was insane.
Yeah.
Um, and right there, right along Ocean, is that
Yep.
Ocean Bowl? Right there by
Yep.
Cascade in Coos Bay. I'm trying to find the video you just sent it to me, so I don't know why I've lost it. Um, is this the whole one that you posted online?
No, it's not that one. No. I'll get that one to you.
Oh, it's kind of just like one. Here, I'm gonna add it to
Yeah,
this
it's just one. I didn't realize that's what you
one
did.
little clip, but hey, that's good enough. So this is like we're kind of in the middle of the terrace. So like this is down below. That's like that's like a whole house in there. And then this is like the upper terrace and nice pre-lit sign. But it's kind of hard. It's hard to video record these things and give you the like great grand scale of it because it's just insane and they're intricate and there's stairs like right there. You can see like they built stairs with railings and it's permanent. And I mean they don't have walls, but like you've got rooms and beds,
Wow.
kitchen, everything. So
Mhm.
pretty intricate and like so where these tarps are just maybe 10 feet 20 feet behind there is Ocean Boulevard. When you're walking
Wow.
on the sidewalk you can see it. Just
Mhm.
happen to never walk that sidewalk. So
Yeah,
did you just send me the other one?
no, it's gonna have it's just on
Never mind.
Facebook. The whole
Actually, I think
2 minutes or whatever.
let me try and play it off of your Facebook. I don't know if this is going to which one is it? Not that one. Not that one. Let me know if you guys can see this.
Can't hear you.
Not yet.
Screaming in my ears. It was the music you put to it, sorry.
Mhm.
And it's not on this thing, so only I could hear it. And it was
That's not a good
screaming in
one
my
for
ears.
being loud.
Oh my goodness. All right, here, let's before presenting the screen, remove other media. What? Hold on. I'm trying to get this to play on the screen. Dead air time is the worst. My apologies. Share screen. There we go. Nope. What? I don't know. I can't play it. I don't know what's going on. Sorry.
Oh,
Anyways,
come on, mess with it while we.
what are you like? So we talked to these people and they had essentially been so behind Cascade, by the way, is like a 40-acre parcel owned by the city of Coos Bay. And I was told that they can't develop on it. They can't use it for anything because it's like wetlands. It's part of the reservoir, the that gets the water for the city,
The
and it's
watershed.
watershed. Yeah, the Coos Bay North Bend Water Board and all that.
Mhm.
And they said that because of the there's too much water on it or whatever, it's like marshy. They can't use it. Well, that was like a year or two ago. Fast forward to now, you go there and they're building roads on it. They're taking down trees. I mean, they're doing a bunch of construction on it. So they're obviously doing something with it. And in the meantime, while they're doing that, they've kicked all these people out. And now they're living on this, on it's FedEx. It's the FedEx facility, but it's leased by some trustee who owns the property. And that's the property they're on. They're not even on the right of way. So like how shitty is that? So the city moved them on essentially, maybe not intentionally, but kicked them off of their stuff, and now they're on this private property. And you know, I could probably find the meeting where I bring up that there's this 40-acre parcel behind Cascade, and I was told by Benetti that that's not true. It doesn't exist. In the middle of the meeting, Counselor Carmen Matthews messaged Benetti or something, texted him and said, yeah, he's right. There's a 40-acre parcel behind Cascade. And he apologized. Benetti apologized during the meeting, the mayor. But then I asked him like, well, what are you guys doing with that? Like, you can sell it, you could do something with it. And they said that there's nothing they can do with it because it's a wetland. And I don't know, just like unbundle all that. What do you guys think? Like, is that not insane?
Well, and you and I know what it looks like back there. It's dry.
Right. It's
Yeah.
not like maybe a little part of it is
Mhm.
somewhat marshy, but not even marshy enough to have like skunk cabbage.
Mhm.
It's a
Yeah.
So
pygmy
you
forest.
said that the parcel that was the 40-acre parcel, they said they couldn't develop. Then they went ahead and developed it, and
They're doing something with it. Looks like they're building roads for sure.
so all the homeless people were hanging out on that 40-acre parcel, and now they've relocated to this private property.
Yep. The first step was even having them acknowledge that the homeless people are on their parcel because they claimed, city councilors claimed, like, I think we have screenshots of this, them online saying, no, no, no. And it's like, this was years and years ago. Matt Wilbanks, when he did the neighborhood watch, like he would go back there and do a pin drop like on a map and show exactly like, hey, I'm taking this picture of this massive 2-story tower and I'm standing here. And you'd have a city councilor be like, nope, that's not on our property. It's on Frito-Lay or whatever, a building there. And it's like, that's not true. And I don't know. I don't even know what to do. Perry, your post got to me. I read your post this morning, and it was like essentially your post was like, "Are we winning? Are we doing anything? Is this helping? Are we making any sort of progress?" And I know we are, and there are people who wrote on your post and who reached out to us who like we know in specific cases we are making a difference. But like, man, when you see something like that, you know,
Yeah. Mhm. And
You have to
and
be
it was about 2 weeks ago. Police were in there and found a bunch of stolen bicycles.
right?
We saw a guy that broke into that Thompson Roadhouse twice, and I believe the girl that was with him.
Right, like, so one of the people came up who are living in the encampment came up and talked to us. And he's explaining that, none of them do any crime, they don't steal, they don't do drugs. And towards the tail end of the conversation, this guy walks by and I recognize him from one of Perry's videos who had just broken into a house. And I told him, I go, hey, that guy is bad news. I wouldn't hang out with him if you really aren't a criminal. I wouldn't hang out with him. And he's like, oh, I've never heard him do. He's never done anything wrong. And I go, yes, he just broke into a house. He broke into a house. That's like,
I'll be right back.
He's got to go.
that's
No,
the
I'm not
thing
going.
that
All right, all right. Go ahead, Brandy.
that's the thing with these people. And that's the thing that is really hard to get people to understand. It like in the community at large, people say, "Well, you don't understand what it's like. They've fallen on hard times." They buy the crap because I think if you're a person who grew up in like a pretty stable home, you didn't grow up around domestic violence and drug addiction and really problematic emotional dysregulation and that sort of thing. If you've never been exposed to that stuff, first of all, if you're someone who's never been exposed to a drug addict, there's a lot you don't know about the world. I don't think the average person realizes the degree to which these folks are pathological liars. I mean, so when you say like you just need to listen to their stories, I don't need to hear their stories because I grew up with the reality that's behind their stories. I grew up with drug addicts who like literally would tell me this stuff as an 8-year-old kid, the whole like the pity me, the poor me, the troubles I've had. I literally remember being an 8-year-old child and having people who in the 80s, today would be these homeless people living in campers on well, part of it was my grandfather's property. He was a little bit of a slumlord, wonderful human being, but he was an enabler and let these really terrible people basically live on in campers on our property. Um, they're full of crap. They lie
Yeah.
pathologically. They will tell you whatever they think will pull your heartstrings and manipulate you. It's their
I will
survival.
say occasionally, like maybe like 1 or 2 out of 10
Yeah,
aren't
yeah,
lying, but they're lying to themselves that the people they surround themselves with aren't the
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
Um,
that is
I
important to recognize, Chris, that there are people who genuinely do fall on bad times. Those people find their way out. Those people do get help because they're not doing terrible things and they get out of the system. when you see somebody who's been homeless for years,
Yeah.
there's a reason. And take what people tell you with a grain of rice because they're not going. I don't know how many people I've had to say, like, I'm really sorry, but you're being lied to. Like, I can tell
Yeah.
you right now.
Oh, they definitely lie. I would say though that this particular person I was talking to on Sunday, um, he said he'd be willing to do an interview. He came up to us. He was really nice, and he told us his story and told us his name. And as far as I can see, he doesn't have any like hard. He's not a hard criminal or anything like that. So I actually like first for him, I believe his situation, and I don't think he's a criminal. But oh no, is he? Did you look him up more? I
He
don't
was
know.
lying.
He was lying, but because like he said his grandfather. The first thing he said was that is because I asked him. I go, "Do you have permission to be here?" Like from FedEx, and he goes, "Well, it's not FedEx. FedEx leases it from my grandfather." And I go, "Your grandfather?" Oh, we lost Perry. Oh, Perry says your camera's off. But anyways, he was like, yeah, my grandfather. And I go, who's your grandfather? And he gave me a name, and I go, and you have permission from your grandfather to be here. And he goes, well, no, my grandfather's dead. And I'm like, well, you can't like if you don't have permission, if he's dead, then who owns it now? Like, is it in a trust? Like, anyways, fast forward like a half hour later, some guy came up and they're like, who are these guys you're talking to? Are they with the land trust? And he's like, no, no, no. And then you saw him go like, damn it, like he got busted. That like his grandfather is not the owner. Anyways, so
I
but
just
yes, they lie.
it's frustrating because I talk to people who work in like the social services adjacent type, people that work with these populations, and they're so committed to helping people that they don't approach any of these interactions with skepticism, which it makes complete sense, right? Because if you're just trying to help somebody, your role isn't to pass a kind of judgment, if you will, or to
Right.
be critical or critique them. Like, that's not your role. You're just there to help. And I just wish that the people who are in those positions would acknowledge that I'm really sorry, but there's a very, very, very good chance that your client is totally full of crap. Like,
There's
yes,
also a
your client,
spectrum. There's like completely full
yes,
of crap, and then there's like half full of
yes,
crap. I think this guy was
yes.
half full of crap. What do you think,
Eh,
Barry?
Yeah, yeah. He's got cancer, right? He did
Yes,
say that.
yeah. So I don't know if that's true or
And that's
not,
the thing
but yeah,
too, though, is that bad things probably have happened to these people. Like,
yeah.
they probably, when they're saying like, "Oh, I'm a victim of this. I have cancer. I had my leg blown off in World War II or World War One," because it's always like a completely over the top, like, not believable story. Um, I
Some of them
forgot where
are
I was
true,
going with
but
that.
yeah, like it's tough because yeah, how
Oh
do
yeah.
you like the guy initially? Yeah, said like he can't because I was not non-judgmental, but I was curious about like why are you in this situation? What is preventing you from getting out of it? And he was saying like he lost his job working on a boat, so he worked and lived on the boat, and then when he lost the job, he's out of a job and a house. Okay, understandable. But I was like, well, why aren't you down at the docks right now trying to get another job? And then it was, oh, I have cancer, which might be true, and that'd be horrible. That's tough.
The
But
real
I don't
question is,
know.
why did he lose his job on the boat?
Yeah,
Because he's probably
tons of
not going to
questions.
tell the
Yes.
truth about that.
Mhm.
Right.
And
Right.
I
Right.
just wish that people in these service positions would acknowledge their perspective short sight, I guess, is the way I want to put it. You guys forgive me. My brain is still like not fully back online from surgery. It is because like
You're
all
doing good.
thank you, but like,
Tina
hey,
says that
bear with me.
this is what is being done on the 40 acres. 400 new single-family homes are coming to Coos County in the wake of economic development challenges. Coos County needs over 600 units of housing. Da, 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 da. According to housing analysis, Timber Cove will be the largest housing development project in Coos County. Um, well, if that's what they're doing with it, great. But I don't. There's two parcels back there, so I think that might be actually happening to the one adjacent to it. But
Mhm.
We'll have to look more into that. But hey, that was my whole thing from the beginning. Like there's people on there's homeless people camping on that property. That's not the intended use of it. If it is wetlands and it's supposed to be preserved so we have good drinking water, then that's what
Yeah.
needs to happen. We definitely shouldn't have an encampment. But hey, if we're gonna have affordable homes, not just like, well, whatever, even if they're super rich homes, then the rich people will buy them and then
Yeah.
their homes will be available for purchase and rent. So, but yeah, affordable housing starting at 600. Yeah, tough.
Yeah.
But
More houses do lower. I mean, more product does lower cost. I mean,
it'd be pretty cool if
whether
they
or
did
not.
like remember, wasn't there like the Homesteading Act? I think it ended in like the 70s or 80s, but like if you applied and proved that you were going to live on the property and homestead it, you got like, I think it was 100 acres. It was crazy. It's like, what if that 40-acre parcel, they ripped it up into like little half-acre parcels and did a program for Coos County residents that want to do homesteading, renters, that
There's
want to, like, that
opportunity
would
to
be
do
so
that.
cool.
Hmm.
But
Some of
I don't know
the
if we have the fabric to make that happen.
well, there's that, and then I actually just spoke to someone this morning about this exact thing. There's that hurdle, and then there's the issue of, and I lost my train of thought.
Now you're doing bad.
I'm telling you, dude, it's
I think I found a
getting
way to.
better, but
I think I found a way to do the video. So
oh,
I'm
no.
gonna play it, and Perry, if you want to.
Halibut's and the sturgeons are
there's the-
being wiped out by detergents. Fish gotta swim and birds gotta fly, but they
There we go.
The soundtrack that you picked.
Can you
is
guys hear it?
hilarious.
It's awful.
Oh
There we go.
man,
I turned it down. Is that better?
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And that's a
And
place right there.
Oh man,
This was like a whole letter about a fight or Saturdays, basically.
and there's some of them are illiterate. That's good.
Oh, and there was how many lottery tickets? Man.
Yeah,
sad.
there was a pile. Like I don't know. No. It looked like they were stolen. It had to have been. We should have checked the serial numbers, because if they were all in a line, then they probably would have been. Well, no, I guess you buy them like that too.
Yeah.
Anyways, it looked weird. There was like 50 lottery tickets on the ground. But hey, if you got $50 from $1 lottery tickets, not crazy. There was a Trump 2024 sign there.
Yeah.
A
So
flag
where
on
are all the
tree.
people that are living in this camp?
They're in there.
Mhm.
I mean, we tried to stay away. We weren't trying to cause any conflict.
So you guys
were
are
just
just
trying to
quietly
grasp
wandering
the-
around.
Yeah, around
Yep.
the outside, there's the lottery tickets.
Yeah, we mostly stayed on the outside. But there's dogs in there, there's people, there's known criminals, some of like on all sorts of the spectrum. There's hardcore criminals, there's people that don't have a record at all, seemingly. And there's dogs, and we have not had good experience with dogs at encampments, so we kept our distance. But they're in there. There was how many would you estimate, Harry?
Probably 7 that we saw.
7 people.
Probably.
Yeah,
That's just that.
That we
That's
could
big.
see.
That's a lot of stuff for 7 people.
Well, it was
Well, they're
8.
not always there. Like a lot of the stuff we filmed, they weren't physically like in the tents and stuff that we were filming. What were you gonna say,
So
Barry?
there's people that probably leave this, go wander around for the day, get food, get drugs, get whatever they're looking for, and then come back.
Some of them do work, like do odd jobs, or legit have painting jobs or whatever. They people work at stores and stuff. I mean, it's definitely hard if you live in this sort of an environment to have a job. Like
I mean,
you're not going to smell the greatest.
I
You're
would
not
be
going to be
really
healthy.
interested in getting in touch with the people who, if there's people that are actually showing up to work every day, living in this type of situation, there has to be some way to get them into a better situation.
You'd think. I
But
know for a
I haven't
fact there
seen
are.
anybody in that position yet.
Yeah, we know definitely one. I'll, I don't want to out him, but
Right. Is that
No,
um,
person getting the
yeah,
help they need
yeah, I
to
know.
like,
Yeah.
no, we talked to somebody who paints houses, or yeah, paints houses, and
is that
he
purportedly paint?
actually he talked to me and was pretty candid about it, and like essentially it just came down to, he said he has a gambling problem. Like he cannot cook it. He gets his paycheck and he goes to, the, like, when you go to the restaurants like Walt's Pour House or the Boat, and they have those little gambling machines, they just blow all their money.
That's probably where the 50 lottery tickets came from.
Maybe. Yeah, it's sad.
That is really sad.
And I can confirm the whole story. Like, I mean, I've seen him at the lottery places, and I know that he paints houses. So
Does he have any interest in any kind of behavioral rehabilitation program that teaches him to manage his addiction?
I could probably find him and put you in touch with him, but I mean, he's not happy, and he had a girlfriend with him. They don't look good. They don't look happy. But these people have, I don't want to use, I mean, like, I hesitate to use the word demons. I don't mean like they're a demon. I mean, they have these demons inside of them that are just preventing them from being productive. It's sad. It's actually horrible. It's gut wrenching to like have some of these conversations. Like this particular conversation, I like recorded, and then I was like, "That's too much. I'm not going to air that. It's like too real." I mean, it's something that
Yeah.
people should know. I mean, I encourage our local leaders to go and have the conversations that I have. It would blow their mind. They would probably have a little more respect for what Perry and I do.
They
Um,
should be doing, I mean, more people should be exposing themselves to reality, like the real world, instead of just reading
Well, you have
someone
people like at the
else's.
Devereaux Center, and like they seem from the outside view that they're dealing with like the really bad, the really crazy, and they're really helping these people. But you're not. You're dealing with the ones that are able to be helped.
Yeah.
So you're always dealing with like the higher level ones, the ones that are more productive or are closer to being able to be helped, which is great. Like, like that's great if you can help people, but you're not understanding the bottom, the people
Yeah.
that will not be helped and maybe cannot be helped.
Yeah.
What do you do with those people? That's
We
the
have to,
question Perry
yeah.
and I want to
We have
answer.
to
Like
bring
how,
back commitments to institutions.
like, yeah, what do you do when somebody will not help themselves and they're a nuisance, like a massive nuisance? Um, Perry, did you come to any conclusion from your thought exercise?
Not
From
really. I think it's still just trial and error. You're going to come up with ideas and go out and try them and see what happens. And it's just getting harder and harder to think of new ways to try and approach this.
I know it can be discouraging because you guys look at all the work you've done and you feel like nothing has changed, but you have moved the needle in a lot of different ways. One of the ways, I would not be running for commissioner if it wasn't for you guys, because this started back over a year ago. Honestly, it was Peanut the squirrel made me kind of like, it
That
radicalized
was
me, and
crazy.
dude, I'm still so mad. I just like reposted my post from a year ago. That was really the moment, and the work you guys are doing. And so I had the fire inside of me, and then you guys as- gave me a platform to come and join the conversation. And so who knows where it goes from here, but real change is going to take time. This is a marathon, not a race. So don't burn yourselves out. We have to, it may take another 5 years as commissioner, then another 5 year. What if I run for senator and run against Jeff Merkley and win and can actually then start making real change in Oregon legislature? That's what it's going to take. And so don't expect to see real huge change for like a decade, because this is just the beginning. So the real fire is what we light in other people, and we spread that kind of enthusiasm and passion and ability to get involved. And so, yeah, you guys have made a huge difference in this community.
If I could speak for Perry, I think what you were getting at was not like, man, this sucks, should I quit? More like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Like, are we crazy for doing this? Is this what, should we take a step back and maybe take another approach? I think, is that what you were getting at, Perry?
Yeah, basically, yeah. So the biggest hurdle we have is to getting our elected leaders to quit thinking they know what they're doing. See, we go into this as we don't know what the answers are.
Right.
They go into this, we have the answers.
Yes.
But they're not fixing anything.
And they're the same proven false solutions.
Right. It's all you have to do is Google everything that they're trying to do, and you have hundreds of cities that have already tried it and it failed. Well,
yeah.
Why are you going to do that then?
I remember you brought that up at a homeless advisory meeting, and you're kind of like, tell me a city or a project where this has worked, like just dumping like $1 million into like a housing facility, like these pallet homes, these little sheds for homeless people. And wasn't the answer that like essentially we don't have enough data because like they've just started doing it for the past 2 years?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like there's always going to find a way that it worked, I guess.
Yeah, and it's so, and this goes for everybody. I mean, there's so many people that hate what I do, think I'm horrible, because they want to live in this false reality that they've created for themselves. And everybody needs to just step back and open their eye and just, open your mind and say, it is what it is, and let's find out what it is. Instead of, no, I know what it is. Because I've never gone into any of this thinking I knew what it was. You go in, you learn what's going on, and you come out with something. And that's the only way everybody should be, but very few people look at it that way. They don't want to know what the truth is. They want to think that they have all the answers, and they don't.
It's pretty wild. I mean, yeah, like I think your main point right in the beginning, that we go into it not knowing the answer, so we're trying to find a solution, but we also know what isn't the answer because we've seen it not work. Yeah. Did you see the North Bend post from today? North Bend, city of North Bend put out that they got vandalized.
Oh no, I didn't.
So
again, the guy has over 1,000 police contacts in the past year, was it?
I think I at least have the pictures here. Damn it. They changed things on me. There we go. So they put this post out, and it says, they put out this press release that 41-year-old Jeffrey Allen Hill, a transient who was still in the area when police arrived on scene, Hill was taken into custody, transported to the jail. He faces 6 counts of criminal mischief in the first degree. Blah, 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 blah. Hill is well known to law enforcement with 1,092 police contacts recorded in the countywide shared database. Since July of this year, he has been arrested 31 times within the city of North Bend alone. I think I was sharing the wrong screen, but if you go to the city of North Bend or type in like Facebook, like City of North Bend Police Department, they have the press release there. And then they also have these photos. Here's like all the damage that he did. I'm getting all these notifications and they won't go away. I mean, he threw like trash cans at City Hall. Like those are totally broken windows. Broke like all the taillights, all the windshields, totally destroyed like all the police cars and windows at City Hall. I
Whoa.
mean, like extensive damage, right? Here's a video. Hopefully this plays. Here he comes, and he's like throwing rocks or something at every window. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
And so the
For like 10 minutes, it looked, or this video is 5 minutes, and it seems like he kept going after this because he went all around City Hall and broke all the windows.
and you have to
And how
remember that
wild.
there's nonprofits and churches
Feeding him.
making sure this guy can continue living how he is living. They're helping
It
him
needs to
out,
be said, man.
and they will turn around and say he is no different than that woman and children that got kicked out of their house. He's no different in their eyes because they refuse to admit this actually occurs.
Let me
And they
ask
don't
you
want to
something.
admit that they enable the problem.
Like, what do
Yeah.
you do with this guy?
You take away everything that he gets, other than the jail, which he's going to get. But when he's here, you don't make his life easy. Because if he has to
Stop
worry
feeding the
about where to get
bears.
food and where he's going to stay warm, he doesn't have time to do this crap.
You're right.
But nobody will try these ideas. They only want to continue trying the stuff that has proven to fail time and time again.
Well, Perry, it's that they only want to do the things that make them feel warm and fuzzy.
Exactly. That's all it is virtue signaling. What makes me
Well,
feel good, not what's right.
Yeah.
I also took offense to the fact that the city posted those statistics. And it's like just months ago, they were trying to tell their citizens in North Bend that they have reduced crime, that crime is on the, we're doing good in North Bend for crime. And it's like, no, like we know the statistics. Like you guys have repeat offenders that are just like walking around terrorizing businesses and neighborhoods. It's not as bad as Coos Bay, but it's still bad. And you go down to the boardwalk, they're all living there and they're supposed to pack up every day, but they don't. And it's crazy, but like you're able to post the real statistics about how many crazy repeat offenders we have, like how many calls they have for the same people, and show videos. Like you can't give us mugshots of people, but you can all of a sudden now we can see a video of what this person's doing. Now we can't see his face, but they can blast this person on their page. Why can't you do that with everybody? Why don't we see
I know.
updates of all the crime that's happening in North Bend? Blast them
You're
on your
right.
page.
You're totally right. It's if these people are committing a crime where they're costing the taxpayers money, we should know, because those are exactly the people that when they walk into Cozy Kitchen, for example, and want a free meal, let's make sure everyone recognizes their face.
Well, why is it okay in this to blast this person in this
Yeah.
situation when these same sorts of things of people living in North Bend have had their cars vandalized?
Exactly.
Now they don't have
Yeah.
a fleet of vehicles, but they have had their windows broken and cars vandalized. People get their cars stolen. People get their houses broken into. People get assaulted. It happens in North Bend. Again, not as often as Coos Bay, but it does happen. And why aren't you blasting those people? Why is it only when it happens to you that now it's a problem? And now you want to give us all the numbers that we've been asking for. Like we want to know
And that's
all the
exactly
repeat
what it is.
offenders.
Yeah.
They're okay with it,
So
and
that
they're
guy
nice
who
about it
beat that lady's
until-
husband with a skateboard and eventually killed him, how many prior arrests did he have?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Right. How many, let's give us how many people have had over 100 contacts with police or over 500. right? Or how many people have had more than 10 arrests in the last year? And by the way, that was 31 arrests just in North Bend.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's insane. So is he the worst? Maybe this guy is an extreme anomaly. Show us with the statistics. And if he isn't, we need to know about the people, just like you've let us know about this guy here. It's just insane.
It is.
Aaron,
And,
go for it.
and so back to their crime statistics. There's so many crimes that are committed and people being arrested, and the DA ends up throwing the cases out. So they don't show up on statistics. It's thrown out, and those it goes away. All the trespassing, there's so much. And
Well, now their whole thing is that they want to try and pile them up so they become a felony, and then they'll get in big trouble. But we've also seen that not really happen.
It's
Mm-hmm.
not, takes so long.
So you cannot compare the statistics from now to back when the DA could keep up with its cases.
Yeah.
Because they're throwing them away here. Back then they never did.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. It's all a game, and the city thinks they can play the game, and nobody will understand what's going on. But some people do understand.
Well,
wanna
Miss
segue
Angela's
into,
asking this question that I had, which was, I know it was 5:30 in the morning, and I bet they're understaffed. Actually, I don't know. They're pretty well staffed in North Bend. But how did this guy get free reign of City Hall and all the
I
cop
know.
vehicles for at least 5 minutes? I don't know. Is that crazy to think that that's a problem?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to
Well,
totally
okay.
throw shade on
No, it's
on
totally
them,
not.
but
No.
like,
It's totally not, and we as a society should be able to expect that our stuff will be fine. That guy is the problem, and people who enable people like him are the problem. No, we should live in a safe community where, like, we don't have to, like, chain every single thing we own to the ground. Would you like to segue into, a deeper dive into our local governance issues?
well, yeah, I think one of the screenshots you sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of them was from City of North Bend because, interestingly
Yeah.
enough, this is the second person this week that David Milliron and the City of North Bend has blasted.
Who was the first one?
First one, Michelle Roberts, the school board member.
So who was the second one?
This guy, the guy who just got arrested. Essentially,
Oh.
the pattern here is that if David Milliron or the City of North Bend has an issue with you, they will go and use their bullhorn to blast you and make you look like a fool online. But
Sure.
if it's somebody else's problem, then it's just their problem. They'll have to deal with it. But if
There's a
they
little
have a
bit of a
vendetta
difference here,
against
though.
you, they're going to go and use their bullhorn to attack you, and that's what they did with the North Bend school board member. And it's not the first time they've done
True.
it with her either.
True.
And
This guy,
just
though,
to
is a
play on
criminal,
words,
though.
which I cannot stand. They will find one word that doesn't belong in what you're trying to say and say that you are not telling the truth, or complete truth,
Hyperfixate
or
on one
something like
word.
that.
Yeah.
And it's pathetic.
That's actually a covert abuse tactic. So I wanted to talk a little bit, Chris, about those screenshots I sent you. There's a difference between attacking an individual person by name. Well, let me rephrase that. So there's a difference between speaking on behalf of yourself. My name's on the screen. I'm not representing an employer, a political organization, a business, nothing like that. I'm just speaking as myself. We do on this show maybe speak on behalf of the Coos Citizens Council, Coos County Citizen Council, right? We have this little organization. So what we say may be affiliated with that name and logo and organization, right? But there's a difference posting anonymously under the Coos County
Right.
Citizen Council, attacking someone by name. And I sent you 3 screenshots. Could you pull up the one from Michael Brainard first?
The photo or the text?
The screenshot of his post.
So I've got, oh, why did that? That is not the right screen. I don't know how to get that off the screen. Are you guys seeing the
Click
window
the
being
X.
broken?
Yeah,
No, I don't know why it's not. Oh, there we go.
there
we
you
go.
go.
Is
Okay,
that the
so
text one that you wanted?
yeah, so the context or the content is not particularly important. He's an idiot. The things that he says are idiotic. The point here is that the dude had the integrity, if you want to give him
Right.
right, if you want to be generous, to attack me by name under his actual name. So
Right.
I, as Brandi, can know that this is coming from directly from Michael. Now,
Right.
I don't have a very high opinion of what he says here, but this gives me an opportunity, and he's using the same platform that I have access to, right? So I'm
Right.
able to, now he does have me blocked, which is kind of a weak move. If you're
Pretty
going to talk
lame.
about somebody, you shouldn't block them. But I understand, unless like they're harassing you or something, but whatever. So
Right.
the point
Childish.
being, I'm able to address him on this platform. I'm able to rebuttal him on the same level of power, equal platform. Now, if you want to pull up the next one from the Republican youth. So I don't really know what the joke here is. It looks very, very poor taste. I don't know what it was, but I only use this example to highlight when someone hides behind an organization. And here they're not attacking an individual person. They just appear to be making a weird attempt at bigotry in some way. So, I mean,
Right.
this is just a collection
I
of
didn't get the
gross.
joke. I didn't understand it. It seemed like
Right.
the intent was to be bigoted and somehow
Right.
make fun of transgendered or DEI, which I don't agree with either, but it doesn't make any sense to
No,
me.
this is dumb. And so
Um,
here we see like a weakling hiding behind an organization. So what this does is
right.
this
This
makes
is the
it
same
look
person. So
like,
let me just clarify. So this Young Republicans of Coos County is not an organization. It's not a group of people. It is one person. It is Michael
yeah,
Brainard.
yeah,
There are no meetings.
yeah,
There is no membership. He is the sole person who runs that page. And there are no meetings. There's no group.
right. Important
And
context, right?
yes. And it's weird too,
But
because there are young Republicans in Coos County that might love an
yes,
organization, might love to have meetings, and he will not allow anybody else to be a part of that or to do that organization. Sorry, go ahead.
right. So with the extra information, you can see that he's here speaking on behalf of a group of people. So
Right.
that's where we dip into coward territory. Now, if you want to pull up the city of North Bend.
I'll add really
Post.
quickly, like if you're a Democrat in Coos County and you see this, you now think that the
Young
other half of
Republicans.
Coos County
Yeah.
feels this way, and we don't. I don't know what this is. This doesn't make any sense to me. Perry, does this make
Yeah.
any sense to you?
No, I can't.
I don't get it.
It just seems like an attempt to be mean in a way that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and no one
but
reacted
yes.
to it. Thank God, no one interacted with it. And then here's the other one.
So here we have a situation where we have a legitimate government organization on social media with no personal name attached to it. So this represents City of North Bend. This represents the city, the people, a group.
Everyone.
And
Yep.
we have in here, and they want to say we don't want to attack individual, or we don't want, where did they write it exactly?
Yeah, it says these statements are inaccurate. They're talking about statements that a school board member allegedly made. And they said these statements are inaccurate and do not reflect the public record. Our intent in responding is not to single out an individual, but to provide residents with verified information and sources so that they can confidently understand what changed and what did not
Sure.
on their 2025 tax bills. Then it continues. Although school board member blank apologized during a phone call with the mayor, like it named her before, it named
Yeah.
her after.
Yeah.
It's
With no, and so here's the other thing. This is on the City of North Bend page. So this is a huge page with a massive following. Does Michelle get to post her rebuttal on the City of North Bend's webpage? And there's
no, they
no
don't even
name
have
attached
commenting.
to this. So this is
Yep.
being published. And so
It's
she has
insane.
no
It's a
recourse to
shame.
rebuttal against the city itself because this isn't coming from an individual.
Do you know that
This
they
is
did this
so
months
unethical.
ago? They did this earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Michelle made a post under her own name, not an official account or even her school board
Yeah.
account or anything. Made a post about a school board meeting, about a very controversial meeting that happened, and explained it. David Milliron, by the way, the city administrator who runs this page, he also runs the police department's page, and he made, I believe it's a 7-page paper that he has published on the City of North Bend's page, a 7-page paper dissecting her post that might be only a couple paragraphs, dissecting it. I mean, how
Okay.
much time and money was put into doing that, and why?
Probably all of his time. I just want to pause here to convey a message to the City of North Bend leaders. You think facts will win the day. You think if you just present enough of your opinion, enough information that backs up your opinion, that it will sway people. You're missing the fact that people don't like you and people don't trust you. It doesn't
It's
matter.
bad.
And I'm not saying that to be like, you know, a mean person. I'm saying it
No,
to
no, it's a
try to
fact.
help you people.
Nope.
Please hear
Yep.
me. You know what I mean? Like,
If you're anybody involved with the city of North Bend, whether you're an employee or you're a city councilor or
yes.
anything, go look, find that post, find where it's shared to the largest group on Facebook, which is What's Happening Coos County,
Go
and
read
read
the
those
comments.
comments.
People don't
And
trust you
take
guys.
in the like gravity of like how many are not good for you.
Not,
How many people don't trust you? Go ahead, Barry.
But they don't care. They will do whatever they need to do to make sure their critics don't speak up again.
Well,
It usually
and they
doesn't
think that
work.
those people just don't understand. They just don't think they're educated enough to be commenting on this.
Yeah, and it doesn't. I'm sure it works for quite a few people, but Mill Iron came after me hard, and screw him. And
he's making people hate him. Like, no,
Yeah.
and I don't, by people, I don't mean just like, not that we hate him, right? But when the public sees the way people in power are treating people who don't have access to the same power, authority, platform, it makes them hate them. Like, there's nothing that pisses people off more than seeing someone abuse power. And that's the perception of what's happening right now. And it's like, dude, they're literally just they look like bullies. I think I saw someone who is generally pretty apolitical reshare that and refer to it as mean-spirited. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think a lot of people felt that it was mean-spirited.
Well, so when Mill Iron went into that school board meeting, he was a snake walking into a place where he knew it was new people in political positions that he could manipulate, and that he could say things that would get you to think what he wanted to, but yet he could still claim that, it's the truth, and got them to get what he wanted out of it. And then when somebody gets mad because he was very careful with his wording to get what he wanted, and they bring it up, then he's has the balls enough to turn around and say, no, you're not true. You're the one that's wrong. Even though he knows for a fact what he did and how he manipulated everything to get what he wanted.
Yep, and he constantly calls what you and I and Rob Taylor and other people say. He calls it misinformation.
Right.
Like,
Because
just
he can
because you
find one
disagree with
word
what
that-
we're saying doesn't mean it's misinformation.
right.
What were you gonna say?
Just because he can find one word that we use that he doesn't like, that shouldn't belong, and so he can call it that. It's
crazy.
all a game, and
he's not an elected official.
he has no moral compass whatsoever, so he doesn't care about any of this crap that he does.
Do we
And if you
see
look at his
him
contract,
make-
he has a really nice severance package if they decide to fire him.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Does he publish any stuff under his own name? No. So he's using okay,
Yep.
I should
Well, and
stop
that's a
before
question
I get
for the
myself in
mayor
trouble.
and the city councilors.
Yeah.
Like, do you agree with that message? Go on your,
My
like
question
Jessica,
to
you
the
need to
mayor
go
would be,
and do you agree with it?
are you comfortable taking the heat for
Yep.
this? Because
Yep.
I'm getting like human shield vibes. Not that I'm making excuses for Jessica, but
I think she's on her way out to do other things, and I don't know if she really cares enough about this community to really care, which
They don't
sucks.
care. The citizens are below them. They
Yep.
don't care, and they prove it with their actions. Watch what they do.
Yeah.
shaking hands with the woman that is putting us in the situation we're in, and like all smiles on social media, doesn't really look like she's going to bat for us. And I'm sure
Yeah.
like she would have a rebuttal and say, hey, I would say if any of the people that we talk smack about want to come on the show and defend themselves, I think we owe it to people to like at least extend the invitation that it's always
I
open.
thought about that. Go ask a mill iron, but I doubt it. But here's what people can do: reach out to them, go to the city,
Yeah.
stop by the city of North Bend, talk to the administrator, see if you can get a meeting with Jessica Engelke, the mayor. See if you can meet with one of the city councilors. Go to a city council meeting and just approach them after the meeting and say, "Hey, can I talk for a few minutes?" Ask them. Be like, do you agree with that message? Do you agree with attacking a school board member, an elected
Because the
official?
thing is, like, she didn't do anything illegal. Like, she didn't break any laws. The thing that really kind of was, I think, super mean spirited about the post is the way they really banged on about how she changed her. Yeah, she updated it and how it's like, we don't know if you knew it or not, but FYI. Yeah, we knew. We know that you can like click the three dots and that you can see edited texts.
It was
No
condescending.
one cares. Like, that's such a weird thing to hyperfixate on and to act like people didn't know and that we care so much. Yeah, she updated her post when she was corrected, but she was still pissed. She's allowed
Right.
to be mad.
Also, like, they tried to make it seem like she apologized, as in like retracted everything, and it's like, no, I'm pretty sure what she was getting at was that she's sorry that she used the strongest word of lie, and what she really meant to say is like misinformed or manipulated the truth, and like Perry was saying, manipulated new school board members into and citizens into thinking that something was going to happen that didn't, or just in general, like using a complex situation and keeping it complex instead of trying to simplify it and explain it to citizens. They keep it complex so that you have to just trust what they're saying is
Mhm.
true, and it's not. I mean, and they can't even answer simple questions. Like in the meeting, they were asked, okay, this new project, this new development, it's commercial on the bottom, apartments up top. Will the commercial units pay property tax? And the answer is no, those units won't pay property. Like it's the whole thing's not going to pay property tax because it will be owned by the city and they're going to be exempt. And they were trying to say that yes, they will pay property tax because the commercial units pay property tax, like a restaurant pays property tax on like the tangible property, like an oven or products in the commercial unit, but there's not the traditional sense of property tax being paid if they do this big development. And they couldn't explain that. They had to just lie and say yes, property tax. And it's like, what people are asking, that if it went to a private developer who built a privately owned apartment building with commercial units in the bottom, you'd be getting twice the property tax. You'd be getting property tax for the whole property And then the commercial units would also be paying, the businesses would be paying on top of that. Sorry, that was a long-winded explanation, but it's complex and people don't understand that, and they're jerks for not
Well, and
unbinding that.
they know how wrong they are because they know they have to lie. Or
It's like, why not just admit, like,
or manipulate
unfortunately,
the
it
truth.
won't generate property tax in the traditional sense. We will still get a little bit from the commercial units, but you're right. If it was in the hands of a private developer, we would be getting more property tax, and that would benefit the city. And
You know,
they
there's
could
like
say,
3
well, that's
housing
just a
projects in
con.
the works, and 2 of them, because the whole thing was we can't get their private equity isn't coming in, private money isn't coming in. Well, 2 of the 3 housing projects right now are private. And one of them was going public and it went private. I I don't like the government owning stuff.
No one does.
It's
Well,
not
the
well,
liberals do.
there's a
New
lot
York
of
City
people
people
that
do.
think government should own everything. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, there was a higher bidder, and it was privately owned, a higher bidder for that annex project. And the county was the person who owned it. So the county would have received more money for the sale, and it would have been in the hands of a private developer. Although, like, somebody I think told me it was a nonprofit, so they might have also been exempt from property tax. But it's like, hey, maybe you guys should have fought harder and tried to find a third option.
and is that the housing that is going to be workforce housing, like you have to hit a certain income threshold and stuff?
That's what they're saying. Yeah, this is the
Mhm.
old county annex building,
Yeah.
like right there next to City Hall.
You know, the thing is, like, we've gone back and forth on this project, or like we've covered this project for like the last year and or so. And I've really been kind of on the fence about whether or not I think it's a good thing or a bad thing. And honestly, landed on I don't really I don't really have strong feelings either way. The thing that I have a problem with is how they've handled it.
Yeah,
It's just been handled terribly.
the whole thing from start to finish. This whole year has been wild, and I hope voters think about that next. It's about a year from now when they will elect probably about half of the city council and a new mayor in North Bend. And I hope people remember that. But I'm going to have to get going because people are really
Same.
starting to show up, and I'm being a really bad
Cool.
host.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yay. Enjoy yourself. Tell everyone
Final
we say
thoughts.
hi.
I will. What do you got for me, Perry? Final thoughts.
Quit enabling everyone and know you're helping. Because you're helping that person that just tore up North Bend City Hall.
Yep. Brandi, final thoughts.
With great power comes great responsibility. Stop
There you
abusing your
go.
power. Be more
Uncle
responsible.
Ben, Spider-Man. Very cool. Well, I will see everybody next Wednesday. If you're in the North Bend area, we're going to be here till probably 9-ish tonight at the Republican headquarters. I should have had a graphic to put up on the screen so people could know where this
Oh,
is.
yeah. Yeah.
Let
A
me
little map.
actually just see if by any chance I have a graphic. I don't. I've got the coffee graphic. I'll put that up on the screen. Oh, there we go. So we're here till 9 tonight. We're also going to be here Saturday from 8 to 11 in the morning. We'll have coffee, probably some donuts. Somebody made burritos, breakfast burritos. That was really cool.
That is
And
cool.
the address is there in the upper left-hand corner. It's corner of Broadway and Newmark in that shopping center with McDonald's. And we're kind of in the corner by Breeze Upscale Resale.
Yeah, across the avenue, across the avenue from Walgreens, right?
Yep, across the street. So
I'm looking
very
forward to
cool.
joining you guys as soon as I'm like done healing up. I'm going to be in for a visit. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I think people would enjoy that. We got a commissioner candidate here. We've got county level officials here. We've got a good group. So people, if you want to chat with fellow conservatives and learn about getting more involved with the government, which can sound overwhelming, but it's actually easier than you think. Come on down. So, all
Very
right.
cool.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Have a good
everybody.
night. See you guys.